Hey guys, today I'm going to be taking the Enneagram personality test. And I think a good way to start off the new year and make new habits is to check what my personality type is and see if there's anything I can do or change to set myself up for success. Now, I think these personality tests aren't supposed to be this all-encompassing view of who you are or your identity. I just think it's something that you can do for fun, and I just like the feeling of being seen and understood. Thanks, Internet. So, let's get started. Okay, first question. I strive for perfection. I'm pretty neutral. I know things can't really be perfect. I don't really go looking to do things perfect. I work hard to be helpful to others. Yeah, that's accurate. It is important to me that other people like me. I think when I was younger, this was really important to me, especially like during my elementary school and middle school days. I really wanted people to like me. I think as I get older, that doesn't become as important to me, but you can't really shake that because it happened in such a formative year of my life. So it's kind of accurate. I feel my emotions very deeply. Accurate. That is true. I have a sense that other people will never truly understand me. I think this is kind of like the woes of being an artist. I don't know, that's just my personal experience. I don't know if other people who are artistic feel the same way, but that's how I feel. I think deeply about things. Yes, I feel like I spend way too much time thinking deeply about things. I think a lot about what will happen in the future. I used to do this a lot. I still think about stuff that will happen in the future, but just not far ahead. More like what's going to happen to me next week. I check carefully for mistakes and errors. Pretty neutral. Like I do, but I don't make a big deal on it. I like to feel that I am an important person in social groups. Yes, I like to feel that I am an important person in my social groups. I don't like feeling like I show up to a social group and nobody talks to me or I don't matter. So it is important to me to be successful. Neutral. I mean, like being successful is great, but I think I enjoy the process of getting to success more than the success itself. Average people often find me a bit weird. Weird in a good way, bad way? Different. I persist until a task is done. Neutral. I'll keep going, but then if I'm like, it's time for lunch, then I will stop. I spend time trying to discover and correct my faults and weaknesses. Yes, I do that constantly. It's like a full-time job for me. I feel a deep sense of grief for what I've lost. This is a good question. Yes, I do feel a deep sense of grief, but I also am the kind of person that gets rid of things and not very sentimental, and I don't really keep a lot of things, so I don't really grieve a lot. But I guess when I do grieve, it is pretty deep, so accurate. I'm an unusual sort of person. Sure. I take time to understand things more deeply than most people do. Yeah. I distract myself from any sad feelings that arise. I don't really distract myself. Sometimes I put on like really sad music just to be even more sad. I often make changes in my life when things get boring. Yeah, absolutely. I tend to be more optimistic than most people. I think so, but I know there's like a realistic outlook with things in life, but I try to be as optimistic as possible. I feel most comfortable in organizations with a clear hierarchy. Yes or no? It depends on the organization. If the organization have really good leadership and I feel taken care of, then yeah, I am all about having a hierarchy. But some of the main reasons why I am a freelancer and I own my own business and stuff like that is because those hierarchies have really let me down. So it depends, right in the middle. I read books that help me be more productive or better at what I do. Yes. It's a big passion of mine, personal development. I put in the effort to make a good impression on other people. Yeah, I think, especially first impressions, I think a good impression can really dictate the flow of the relationship, so for sure. I can describe my emotions in a lot of depth and detail. That's accurate. I often feel like an outsider. Yeah, I do. I find my mind to be a very interesting place. Yes, I feel like I'm living in my mind constantly, especially in 2020. Not being able to see anybody, isolated. Like, my mind was like Disneyland. Oh man, Disneyland. Disneyland's closed. Ugh. I stand up for what I believe in, even if it upsets other people. This is a good question, especially kind of like with what's going on in the world right now. Yeah, I think if it's something that's important, and I feel like if it's something that's hurting people, I will stand up for it, even if it upsets other people or offends other people. I think a lot of the times people tend to not have convictions with things, and they sway back and forth. That makes hypocrisy run wild. So, I'm on my yeah, I'm in my soapbox right now. But yeah, no, I do stand up for what I believe in. But I don't actually go out and like go on social media and be like, this is what I believe in. You better believe me. You know, I'm not like that. I have different interests than most people. No, I'm pretty neutral. I have the same interests with a lot of people. My interests aren't anything new. Photography, making videos, playing instrument, like these are things that a lot of people like. I feel I never truly belong in social groups. Sometimes I do, but a lot of times I feel like there's something wrong with me. I want to learn as much as I can about how the world works. Yeah, that's like a big passion of mine. I love science, and especially when it's like earth science or like astronomy or stuff where it's just like so the scope is just out of this world. Get it? Try new things. Trying new things keep life interesting. Yes, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. I want to try new things. I'm recording myself trying new things and seeing how the process works and see if I like that process. I have a great deal of willpower. No, absolutely not. Self-improvement is a major interest of mine. Yes, absolutely. All right, let's get my results. Okay, so the test that I took from the website, which is like the first link when you type in Enneagram test, didn't really give you my results because I had to pay for it, and I ain't gonna do that. So I went to another website, which I think they have their own test, so you can take it there too. Why don't we go through a little bit what type 4 is, learn a little bit more about myself. My basic desire is to build a distinct, meaningful identity and to express it in the world. Okay, that's a very artistic thing. They tend to crave authenticity, but may struggle through uncertainty and doubt along the way, discovering their individualities. 4s may feel misunderstood if others fail to recognize their unique identifying traits. I would say that's pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. The basic fear of type 4 is that they do not matter or have insignificant impact on the world. In less healthy times, they often feel misunderstood, outcast, and unrelatable. In order to distinguish themselves from others, 4 may work hard to be unique, creative, and expressive. Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. And I like how they put in less healthy times. So there are times in being a 4 where it can be really healthy, and then there are times where it's not as healthy. Yeah, and when I do feel unhealthy mentally, emotionally, yeah, sometimes I do feel misunderstood and unrelatable. My strengths: ability to connect deeply with their own emotions, that's accurate. Sensitivity to and understanding of others' feelings. Yeah, I'd like to think so. And I think this is developed, this is not a natural thing. I think this is just developed over time just by having really deep conversations with people. It's easier to understand people when you're able to communicate them deeply. General awareness of their own growth areas. Yes, that's why I'm very passionate about personal development. Imaginative and creative deep thinking. Yep, being consistently and authentically themselves. Yeah, I like to be me. I think I spent a lot of my childhood not being me and being what other people wanted me to be. So I think trying to be me finally, I think it's really good. So in conclusion, why I like taking these personality tests is that they can be a really good guide and telling you where you're at. I know for me, sometimes I spend a lot of time thinking about where I want to go and where I want to be without really being honest with myself in where I'm at right now with all of my flaws, imperfections, and behaviors. I think it's easier to set goals that's more customized to who you are as a person to achieve those goals and to reach some form of success and to better enjoy the process, because if you can enjoy doing the things that you want to do, I think that becomes more sustainable than to go really hard and try to be successful at that one thing and then get there and be like, well, what next? Well, I hope you were entertained with getting to know me a little bit more. If you are curious about what your Enneagram type is, I left a link below that you can go and take the test for yourself. And comment below what your Enneagram type is, what number you are, and if it's accurate, does it speak to you? What are some things you learn about yourself? Or do you think this is all a bunch of crazy nonsense. So if you liked the video, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more of me trying to figure out my life in 2021. Also head over to my Instagram page at Wisdom Makes Art if you want to see more of my daily practices and routines with some of the art projects that I have going on. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.